What's up everyone? Welcome to another one of my Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous companion build videos. This features a very unique build for Daeran, as a lot of people have asked me to make one of the companions into a Skald. I'll be explaining a lot of things throughout this build for newer players that may not know what everything does. For more experienced players, feel free to use the timestamps below, and as usual, I will pin the written guide in the comments as soon as it's finished. As always, this build was tested on hard and was played through the entire game, doing all possible main story and side quests, including DLC. Now it's time to go over levels 4 through 20 for Daeran. If you happen to like this video, build, or my other videos at any time, please consider subscribing. Currently 93% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so it would help me a ton. At level 4, take our first level into Skald. Normally I would choose Insider Skald here, as it's by far the most powerful option, but I wanted to make this available to more people without having to buy the DLC. As we'll be dual wielding rapiers with this build, level dexterity now and every level after. For skill points, I would recommend leveling persuasion and use magic device mainly, with extra points into athletics. As for our bonus feat, take Arcane Spirit here. This pairs very nicely with any charisma or persuasion focused caster. As a swift action, we can make a persuasion check against one creature within 30 feet. If we succeed, the target takes a -2 penalty on saving throws against the next spell we cast. For level 1 spells, I would take Grease and Unbreakable Heart here. Finally, as we're a Skald, we gain Inspired Rage. At level 1, the only bonuses it gives is a +1 bonus to melee attack and damage rolls, and a +1 on will saving throws at the cost of a -1 penalty to AC. While our allies are under the effects of Inspired Rage, they cannot use any ability that requires patience or concentration. At level 5 for our feat, take Lingering Performance, allowing our bardic performance to continue for 2 rounds after we end the performance. This is actually a huge bonus, especially early game, as we can make it through many more battles without having to rest. For our Skald talent, choose Combat Trick Weapon Finesse to allow us to use our Dexterity modifier instead of our Strength modifier on attack rolls. As for level 1 spells, take Remove Fear. Finally at this level, we gain Well Versed, giving us a +4 bonus on saving throws made against bardic performances, as well as all sonic effects. At level 6 for our first rage power, choose Lethal Stance. This gives us and all our allies within range a +1 competence bonus on melee attack rolls and thrown weapon attack rolls, increasing by 1 every 4 levels. As for level 1 spells, take anything you prefer here. At level 7 for our feat, choose extra rage power Beast Totem Lesser. This gives us and all our allies within range 2 claw attacks. The claws deal 1d6 points of slashing damage plus our strength modifier. As for our first level 2 spells, I would choose Glitter Dust and Heroism. Finally at this level, we gain improved Uncanny Dodge, making us unable to be flanked. At level 8, for more level 2 spells, take Rage or Mirror Image. At level 9, for our feat, take Outflank, giving us and any ally with this feat a +4 bonus on attack rolls when flanking the same creature. In addition, whenever we score a critical hit against the flank creature, it provokes an attack of opportunity from all allies with this feat. For our rage powers, choose Beast Totem here to give us and all allies within range a +1 natural armor bonus to AC, increasing by +1 every 4 levels. As for level 2 spells, take whatever you didn't take at level 8 or Blur. Finally, we gain Song of Strength at this level. While using this performance, allies within 50 feet may add half our levels from Skald to all strength-based skill checks. At level 10, for our Skald talent, choose Combat Trick 2 Weapon Fighting. This reduces the penalty for dual wielding by 2 for our primary hand and 6 for our offhand. For level 1 spells, take anything here. As for our first level 3 spells, I would take Haste and Good Hope. Finally at this level, we gain the ability to Rage as a move action instead of a standard action. At level 11 for our feat, take Improved 2 Weapon Fighting to get a second attack with our offhand at a -5 penalty. As for level 3 spells, take Displacement. At level 12, for our Rage power, choose Deadly Accuracy. If us or any allies in range of our song scores a critical hit, they apply double Lethal Stance's bonus when rolling to confirm a critical hit. For level 3 spells, choose Delay Poison Communal. Finally, we now gain damage reduction. When we take damage, subtract 1 from the damage we take each time we're dealt damage from a weapon or a natural attack. At level 13 for our feat, take Improved Critical Rapier, doubling our threat range with rapiers. For level 2 spells, choose Blur or Sense Vitals. As for our first level 4 spells, choose Invisibility Greater and Freedom of Movement. Finally, we gain Dirge of Doom at this level, making enemies within 50 feet shaken. This cannot cause a creature to become frightened, even if it's already shaken from another effect. At level 14, for level 1 spells, take anything here. As for level 4 spells, choose Sea Invisibility Communal. At level 15 for our feat, take Greater 2-Weapon Fighting to gain a third attack with our offhand weapon, although at a -10 penalty. For our Rage Power, choose Beast Totem Greater to give us and all allies within range the Pounce special ability, allowing them to make a full attack at the end of a charge. In addition, the damage from the claws increases to 1d8, and the claws deal ×3 damage on a critical hit. As for our Skald talent, choose Combat Trick Combat Reflexes to allow us to make a number of additional attacks of opportunity per round equal to our dexterity bonus. We can also make attacks of opportunity while flat-footed. For our level 4 spells, take Dimension Door or Echolocation. At level 16, for level 3 spells, take anything here. As for our first level 5 spells, choose Heroism Greater and Dispel Magic Greater. Finally, at this level, we can now use our Raging Songs as a swift action instead of a standard action. At level 17 for our feat, take Piranha Strike. Since we're using rapiers, we can choose to take a -1 penalty on all melee attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain a +2 bonus on all melee damage rolls. This bonus is halved when making an attack with our offhand weapon. When our base attack bonus reaches +4, and for every points after, the penalty increases by -1, and the bonus on damage rolls increases by +2. We must choose to use this before the attack roll, and it lasts until our next turn. For our level 2 and 5 spells, take anything here. Finally, we gain Song of the Fallen. We can temporarily revive dead allies with the same limitations as Raise Dead. We bring all allies within 50 feet back to life, but they are staggered. Each round, we may expend another round of Raging Song to keep them alive for another round. The allies automatically die if we end the performance or it's interrupted. At level 18 for our Rage Power, choose Animal Fury. Us and all allies within range gain a bite attack. If used as a part of a full attack, the bite attack is made at the full attack bonus -5. If the bite hits, it deals 1d4 points of damage plus half the strength modifier. As for level 5 spells, take anything here yet again. At level 19 for our feat, take Improved Initiative to give us a +4 bonus on initiative checks, ensuring we act first or as close to first as possible in combat. For level 4 spells, take anything here. As for level 6 spells, choose Brilliant Inspiration and Cat's Grace Mass. At level 20 for our feat, might as well choose Weapon Focus Rapier to give us a +1 bonus on all attack rolls with rapiers. For level 3 spells, take anything here. As for level 6 spells, take Eagle's Splendor Mass or Fox's Cunning Mass. Now it's time to go over our Mythic levels for Daeran. At Mythic level 1, take Abundant Casting to increase the amount of level 1, 2, and 3 spells we can cast by 4 per day. If you're trying this build on Unfair or want a more defensive option, choose Last Stand. Once per day when our HP drops low, we become unkillable. For 2 rounds, we become immune to damage that would make us unconscious. At Mythic level 2, take Mythic Weapon Finesse to use our Dexterity modifier instead of our Strength modifier on damage rolls. At Mythic level 3, take Mythic Inspiration to increase our Inspiring abilities by 1, +1 for every 3 Mythic ranks above the first. At Mythic level 4, take Mythic 2-Weapon Fighting, reducing the penalties on attack rolls for fighting with 2 weapons by 2. At Mythic level 5, take Ever Ready, giving us a bonus on attack rolls and damage rolls for attacks of opportunity equal to our Mythic rank. Additionally, the number of attacks of opportunity we can make each round is increased by 2. At Mythic level 6, take Mythic Improved Critical Rapier to increase our critical multiplier by 1 with rapiers. At Mythic level 7, take Mythic Charge to pair with the Pounce ability. This gives our charge attacks additional divine damage equal to 1d6 per Mythic rank. At Mythic level 8, take Mythic Piranha Strike. When using Piranha Strike, you gain a +3 bonus on damage rolls instead of +2. When our base attack bonus reaches +4 and every +4 after, the bonus on damage rolls increases by +3 rather than +2. At Mythic level 9, take either Improved Abundant Casting to give our level 4, 5, and 6 spells 4 additional casts per day, or Last Stand if you didn't choose it at Mythic level 1. At Mythic level 10, take Flawless Attacks to decrease the penalty of iterative attacks from -5 to -4. I'm now quickly going to go over how I like to use this Daeran build. Early game, I would mainly use Daeran for his songs and spells, making sure to engage enemies after your higher AC melee party members. Once we start to get more of our dual-wielding feats and weapon finesse feats, I would start to focus more on melee combat. As soon as you acquire the Triceratops statuette, make sure to give this to Daeran. Since Daeran has pretty low AC with this build, the mount will help a ton with survivability. If you chose Last Stand, you can try to forego the mount, or you can continue using it. Now it's time to go over our gear for Daeran. I will mention the best in slot pieces and then some alternatives as well for those who want to use the best in slot pieces on other characters. For our helmet, if you have the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC, the strongest option is Hat of the Bitter End. This gives a +2 bonus on attack rolls for 3 rounds every time we kill an enemy, which can stack. The Hat of Heartening Song is a good option, especially early game, giving Fast Healing 1 at level 1, Fast Healing 2 at level 5, and increasing by 1 point every 4 levels after. For our goggles, the Goggles of Piercing Gaze, if you prefer better attack rolls. These give a +1 insight bonus on attack and damage rolls against outsiders, as well as a +10 competence bonus on persuasion skill checks. If you prefer higher charisma and saving throws, Broken Trickster is a good option. This gives a +6 enhancement bonus to wisdom and charisma. Additionally, whenever we take damage of any energy type, we gain resistance 20 to that energy for 1 round. Whenever we take physical damage, we gain DR 20 for 1 round. For our cloak, I prefer Call to Violence. This is a resistance +4 cloak that grants a 30-foot aura, which grants allies +2 bonus on attack and damage rolls. If you prefer higher saving throws, wear the highest resistance cloak you can find. For our rings, since this is more of a support build, the first ring I like to go is Clemency of Shadows. This gives all party members in a 30-foot area an additional attack of opportunity per round. If an attack of opportunity was a critical hit, the enemy is staggered. If one of the party members falls unconscious, a giant spider is summoned for 3 rounds, which also works with Last Stand. As for our second ring, I went with Bane of Spirit. We gain a +4 bonus to saving throws against mind-affecting effects, emotions, confusion, fear, death, and compulsion effects. We do take a -2 penalty to saves against poison, elemental, paralyzing, and movement impairing effects. As a swift action, we can lose HP equal to half our level to grant a target a +2 bonus to attack rolls and transform their weapon's damage type into force for 1 round. For our bracers, I like the Bracers of Abrupt Onslaught. These give a +5 competence bonus on trickery skill checks, as well as whenever we make a sneak attack, we deal an additional 1d6 bludgeoning damage, which is quite easy to proc with Sense Vitals or other effects. As always, if we have the Dance of Mass DLC, Bracers of Slaughter are the best bracers in the game. These are armor +10 bracers that allow us to ignore all damage reduction and deal additional 3d10 force damage with weapon attacks. For our amulet, the Amulet of Epic Songs if you don't want to use Valexia's. This is an amulet of natural armor +2 that grants 6 additional rounds of bardic performance per day. Valexia's Magnifying Amulet is as always the best option if you're willing to use it on Daeran. This gives us natural armor +5 and a +2 bonus to our dexterity. For our armor, if you have the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC, I like the Snakeskin armor. This increases our base speed by 20 feet and grants us a +4 profane bonus to dexterity and immunity to acid damage. If you don't have the DLC, go with Eternal Ballad. This is a +4 mithril chain shirt that prevents us from being interrupted when we're knocked prone or stunned. In addition, the allies revived by Song of the Fallen gain a +2 morale bonus to attack and damage until the end of combat. For a shirt, if you have the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC, the Robe of the Seven Sins. Since we're a spellcaster, this increases our caster level by 3, the save DC against all of our spells is increased by 1, and we gain a +5 competence bonus on caster level checks to overcome spell resistance. If you don't have the DLC, the Cloth of Heavy Fortification is a good option to give a 75% chance to negate a critical hit or sneak attack. For our belts, if you don't have the Last Sarkorians DLC, Belts of Physical Perfection +6 work great, or Mangling Frenzy. This is a Belt of Physical Perfection +4 that grants us DR3 and an additional 46 slashing damage on every critical hit while raging. If you do have the DLC and aren't using it on another character, the Belt of the Last of the First Humans is the best option. This gives us a +5 sacred bonus on attack rolls and a +10 sacred bonus on damage rolls with weapons. Secondly, spells and spell-like abilities that target us are turned back upon the original caster. Thirdly, whenever we are hit by a ranged attack for the first time in a round, the belt prevents all physical damage from the attack. Finally, whenever we roll initiative, we roll twice and take the better result. For our gloves, Fencer's Gift, these grant us a +3 damage bonus to the second weapon when dual wielding. For our boots, the best option is Ronek Sacrifice. These give a +8 to dexterity and a +10 bonus on mobility and athletic skill checks. They also double bonuses to AC, attack rolls, and reflex saving throws from the haste spell. Finally, whenever the enemy confirms a critical hit against the wearer, it becomes stunned for 1d4 rounds. If you want to use these on a different character, the Boots of Stampede are a good option. Just make sure to increase athletics whenever possible. These let us add our rank in athletics as a bonus to the damage roll on a successful charge attack. For our first weapon, I prefer Interceptor. This +5 Keen Rapier grants us a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls on attacks of opportunity. If an attack of opportunity results in a killing blow, the wielder can make one extra attack during the next round. As for our second weapon, I would go with Translucent Needle of Astonishment. Whenever we land a hit against a new enemy, the enemy must pass a will saving throw or become paralyzed for 2 rounds. On a successful save, the enemy becomes staggered for 1 round instead. For our first quick slot, as usual, Lucky Dice. These grant a +1 luck bonus on an attack or damage roll or to AC during an enemy's attack once per day. This effect lasts the whole day. For our second quick slot, Old Grimoire, our level 1 spells gain 3 slots, level 2 spells gain 2 slots, and our level 3 spells gain 2 slots for a spellcasting class with the highest caster level. For our last quick slots, Greater Quicken Meta Magic Rod to grant 3 of our spells per day quickened, which works with level 9 spells or lower. Feel free to fill in the last quick slots with other Meta Magic Rods of your preference. That wraps up my Daeran build. Thanks to everyone who made it this far. As usual, if you enjoyed the video at any time, please like and subscribe as it helps me a ton. Any build requests would be great to see in the comments so I know it wants to be seen. As always, I would appreciate any constructive, positive, or negative feedback down in the comments. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope to see you in future videos, and have a great day.